Hey everybody, it's John Weisenberger from ezGlobalPublishing.com, and in today's video I want to talk about social media marketing for books, or more specifically for authors. And social media for authors is somewhat of a controversial subject today, and when we talk about social media we're really talking about things like Twitter, Facebook, Google+, Goodreads. These are the types of social media platforms that you need to be present on to get word out about your book. In fact, most of the planet's now using Facebook. Essentially 80% of all Facebook users are outside of the USA and Canada, and it's the number for Twitter is somewhere around 70% of the Twitter users are located outside of the United States. So if you're talking about global social media marketing, even if we're talking about people in other languages using these platforms, it's still important to know that they are pervasive across the entire globe, and that having a presence on Facebook or Goodreads or LinkedIn or Google Plus is something you have to have. It has to be part of your book marketing strategy. Now, there is some controversy, as I said, around whether or not it's a good use of your time to be generating all these tweets and Facebook updates and things like that. And it really comes down to, in my mind, whether or not you're a fiction author or a nonfiction author. So let me explain that for a minute. Pretty much, if you're a fiction author that's writing romance novels or a vampire novel, what you're talking about is an entertainment type of product, where having a presence on Facebook where you're getting people and fans to like you is about spreading the word about how enjoyable it is to read your book. And there's a lot of ways to do that. In fact, one of the ways that I think is very clever I've seen recently is people are starting to put QR codes within their printed books and actually in their ebooks too. So if someone's reading your novel and they find it really enjoyable and they're really enthused about it, they can take a picture of that QR code with their mobile and then send that off to one of their friends via a tweet or a Facebook update. And that is an excellent way of getting the tribe, as they call it, your social network of fans, to spread word about something that they are enthusiastic about. And it makes the process easy, and it makes it something that they can do very quickly as a method of spreading information throughout the the social networks about your book. So adding a QR code to your book is a very simple thing to do, and there's some companies out there that make it easy to do that. In fact, one of them is based out of New Zealand, and it's a company called Evangelizer. And they can actually set you up with a QR code in your book and have it mapped to a mobile website and all that kind of good stuff. The other thing, though, is if you're a nonfiction author, let's say you're a coach or a person that provides business software or services, and you've written a book as part of your promotional program to establish industry credibility and things like that. Having a presence on LinkedIn and participating in some of the LinkedIn groups, or having a business page on Facebook, these types of things, you got to keep them updated, and sending out tweets about specials, special product promotions you may have, or sending out tweets related to some kind of a event that you may be holding. This is all part of your social media marketing plan that I think you need to have. So how do you do that? Well, one of the things that I wanted to show you here today in this video is there are services out there that will provide these types of services for you, because the big question that everybody faces is, where do I find the time to generate all this social media content? Right? You're writing tweets, you're posting to Facebook, and you're creating videos for YouTube and all these other social platforms. Well, I just wanted to make you aware that there are companies out there that will do this for you. So here is one called Authority Publishing. It's social media marketing services for authors, and they're really focused more on non-fiction authors. So if you scan down here through their website, you'll see that everything really is really targeted towards the professional non-fiction authors that are, again, like business coaches or consultants, things like that. But they will help you with webinar management and internet radio tours and all that kind of stuff for around the price down here at the bottom is around $600 per month. So for an independent indie author, that's a lot of money, but if you're a small business and you're trying to establish credibility for your business by writing a book, maybe you can't afford the $600 per month. Now there are other services that'll do very similar things for a lot less money. In fact, I'll show you one here. This is a small company called messengermarketing.com. And this is an example of some of their packages that they have, where for as little as $500 they will go through the coaching sessions with you to figure out what's the right platforms for you to be on, what the messaging is you're trying to achieve, and then out of these 2 private coaching sessions they'll put together accounts for you and a branded message that is on 4 different social platforms. So let's say they might do LinkedIn, Google+, Facebook, and Goodreads or something like that. And then they'll put together a social media posting calendar with all the activities that need to be done on each site and what types of content needs to be generated. And then you can go implement that yourself, or you can hire them as an option here that they will do the social media management for you. Now I've seen some other companies out there that use offshore resources, which is an excellent idea, and it's something actually in another video I will show you how to do yourself and how you can outsource a lot of these tasks to low-cost resources in the Philippines and elsewhere. But I've seen some as low as $200 a month and $300 a month. So if you think about it, most of these companies, what they're doing for you is offloading the work that you would have to do. But in reality, even the guys at Messenger Marketing say you can do this yourself in anywhere from 20 to 30 minutes a day of writing content and updating these websites. Now that's one of the reasons Messenger Marketing offers these social media management as an option, and they don't push you towards that because they really believe you can do it yourself. So if you think about doing 30 minutes a day, 30 days a month, you're really talking about around 15 hours of work. So if you're paying somebody $300 a month to do all this work for you, you're paying them somewhere around $20 an hour. So the question is your time worth more than $20 an hour when you're writing? And for many people it is. So it might be something you want to consider. Messenger Marketing also has some other higher dollar packages here, as you can see, where they will add more branded platforms and hook you up with some other backlinking and things like that. So good selection of packages and some good price points. These are one-time prices if you hire them to do some of your social media management. Obviously there'll be some ongoing fees. The other thing I need to tell you is as a disclaimer, I'm not associated with these guys at all. I'm not an affiliate. Just a company that I found and I think looks like they have a good offering here. Another one I wanted to point you to is also called WhereWritersWin.com or WritersWin.com, and they have similar packages where they will give you some coaching around what's your strategy for social media marketing. They will set up your primary accounts here. As you can see, they'll set up your fan pages or your groups on Facebook, set up your Twitter account, get you signed up for LinkedIn, and they do all this for around $685 here. And that gives you, I believe, 8 hours of coaching plus some of that work. So again, you can outsource all this or you can have it done yourself. One of the things I thought I'd show you here today is if you're on SlideShare, one of the things you can do is find some of the contracts that you might see. So I thought I'd pull up this contract that comes from a social media consultant named Steve Blaine, I think is the guy's name, Paul Blaine, excuse me. And let me make this full screen here for you so you can see it a little better. If you look here, I thought I'd run through this real quick to show you if you do hire one of these companies, they're going to make you sign some type of agreement like this. And it's really this one here, I think 6 or 7 pages, talks about how they'll be paid and who owns everything. You maintain copyrights to all of your information. They want you, here's the form where obviously you're going to have to give them passwords and usernames to all your accounts. So here it's showing Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Flickr, Tumblr, and this would be the list that you would sign, giving them all your usernames and passwords, and that's just part of the standard agreement. So while these other advertisements all show you their rates and kind of what you're getting, just be aware that you will have to sign most likely some type of an agreement like this with any of those companies that gives them access to your account. So I thought I'd show you that. I guess for the most part, I just wanted to make sure that you know that when you're setting up a social media program globally, it's important to just keep in mind that you do have people outside of the US who may want to buy your book. And when you watch some of the rest of the videos here on ezGlobalPublishing.com, one of those we talk about is multilingual search engine optimization. And again, just real quickly, the whole concept around multilingual search engine optimization is that you have them discover your website or your book in their own local language, but then you encourage them to do business with you and read your book in English. So what you would do there is, once they discover your website or your book promotional page on Amazon through an author profile or something, you want to drive them towards signing up and following you on Twitter, but following you in the English language. And so it's still important to have a social media presence around the world. Again, because I said over 80% of the world is on Facebook, these people are outside the US. So I think for the most part, that's what I wanted to cover in this short video. So if you have any questions or would like to learn more about social media marketing for authors, just leave a comment in the comments field of this blog, and or send me an email through the contact me page. But that's it for today. This is John Weisenberger from ezGlobalPublishing.com, and I look forward to talking to you more down the road.